Tell us about Sal.
Sal is a showbiz survivor, I would say. He's the kind of guy who had been there for a very long time and seen a lot of changes and wants to have fun. He's a little problematic, and but he's very loyal at the end of the day. He's kind of here to help Matt and help the studio, and he's kind of gross. Yeah.
Well, you've been part of a lot of shows where studio notes have probably come in. So what do you like? Did you pull from any of that? Did you think of any of that? Like, how does that come about?
Yeah, I've been very lucky. Like a lot of the studio executives I've worked with over the years are really great, smart people. But you always remember the terrible note or the executive who wouldn't look up from their phone while they're talking to you. So you pull from everything and you kind of try to manifest it in these little moments. So yeah, we definitely pull from some real life experience.
What was one of the things that kind of just surprised you about, like, essentially, because it's meta. Meta is one of those words you throw out there, but it's definitely a meta world. What is it like to step into a meta world like that?
I mean, it was very fun because I know the world and I love the world. There were times where it was like things were happening on set that had happened in the show. It was art imitating life, imitating art. But I think they handled it the right way. They didn't make it too cheeky. They tried to keep it grounded and real. But the nature of doing a show about a show is you're going to get those moments where you're like, oh, the circles are lining up. So, yeah.
And the last thing is, what's the one person you would give a kudos for out there in the Hollywood that you've dealt with? You ran across a producer, someone who just did what they did and they were good about it, and you were like, he's the gold standard, or they are the gold standard.
I have been so lucky. My friend Aaron Owens is an amazing line producer, and she's so great. She's done so many shows. Being a writer, being a producer, I'm blown away by the crew because they're the ones that worked, I think, the longest hours. So Marco Farnoli is a DP that I've worked with for a long time. I'm obsessed with him. Eric Skunhow is a production designer. I'm obsessed with him. I really look up to those folks and draw inspiration from them. So I've been very lucky. I have not had a lot of dicks until I started working with Seth Rogen.
Well, he signs a check, so that's the way it works in this business. Thank you much, sir. Have a great day. Pleasure.
Thank you so much.